Hi all, welcome to Cyber Warfare Lab's AWS Cloud Red Team course. In this module, we will discuss about how we can perform the enumerations to get the information about volumes as well as the snapshots available in AWS accounts. So this information will help you to perform a red team operations. So suppose you get to know about how many volumes are there, how many snapshots are there, which volume is attached to which instance, and which is the critical instance. So you can create the snapshot from those instances, and you can create the snapshot for those volumes. So this is how you can get the more informations about the snapshots and volumes, as well as it will also give the information about if this snapshot is encrypted or not, what size they have, and all this information. So let's look how we can exfiltrate or how we can get those information. So suppose there is one account, one user account, or one service account we already compromised. That account have a rights to enumerate all the informations related to snapshots and volumes. So let's first, what we are going to enumerate, we are going to enumerate a volume. Let's copy this command, paste it here, and specify the profile which we configured in CLI, which have a rights to enumerate this information. So suppose this user have a rights to enumerate the information about the snapshots and volume. So first we are going to enumerate the volumes. So you can see here in this account, in this region, we have, this is really important about the region. Why? If you not mentions in the command, it will take the default region which is there in your CLI configuration file. If you have to specify, you can specify the region. It will give the information about the volumes which is there in this particular region. So by default I configured in my CLI US East 2, so it will send the information about here. So you can see here, this is the information for a particular volume. The first information is attached time. Second one is, this is the device name. Instance, this is the instance where this volume is attached. State means attached, that means this volume is already attached to this instance. Volume ID, and this is the deletion of termination. So you can see here, if they contain any critical informations, you can see here this will be a false. Why? What is the thing this command is describe here? That means if you create an instance, it will automatically create a EBS. When you destroy this instance, this EBS will automatically destroy. But for the, if this contain any sensitive information or the critical information, it should be a false. So that means if you even delete this instance, or then after only this EBS will be available there. So it won't delete it if you delete the instance. Availability zone, which is really important. So for suppose there is a volume which will be there in the same availability zone where your EC2 instance have. I'm not talking about the region. Region is should be there one criteria, but availability zone is the important criteria. So suppose if you have a volume or you have instance in US East 2C availability zone, and if you have a volume in US East 2B, you can't attach this volume to this instance. When you create a launch instance, it will by default create a volume in the same availability zone where your EC2 instance have. Encrypted, it's not, it's saying false. Size 8 GB. You can see here snapshot ID and volume ID is same. So that means this snapshot ID and volume ID is the same. That means it's treated as a volume which is attached to a EC2 instance. But when you're going for a snapshot, when you're looking for a snapshot, you can see here, if there is a snapshot, you can create the snapshot, or you can create the volume from this snapshot, and volume is only one which can attach to EC2. In these situations, you have a different EC2 ID and different snapshot ID and different volume ID. So this means this is the default in EBS which is created when you launch a EC2 instance. the tags which is mentioned here. Second instance, we have the same information just contained, and third one is this one. So you can see it encrypted too, and this is the key. The key is stored in our KMS system, AWS KMS Key Management Service. So basically it's used to store the key, symmetric or asymmetric key. So here this is the key which is used to encrypt this instance, and it's available. So that means this instance can be attached, this volume can be attached to any instance because it's available. Other one you can see in the top, it's already attached. So if your volume is already attached to instance, you can't attach to in other instance. So you have to first attach it, and then after you can attach to any other instance. And the last information you can see here, the volume ID and snapshot ID is different. That means maybe you created this snapshot, this volume using any other snapshots, which is not a default. This will not create by default when you just like other volume which is created when you launch an instance. So this is the difference. You can see, you can understand about the volume. This is the information you can get about the volume. Now that's all about the volumes which we have, the information about the volume. Let's looking about the information for snapshot. So a snapshot, basically your snapshot you can create from volumes, or you can create directly from EC2 instance. There is a snapshot which is there, which is Amazon provided snapshot. Just like you have AMI, definitely AMI is also have a snapshot. So you can create the AMI using this snapshot. So a snapshot is just like nothing like, it's just like you're taking a copy or backup of the instance or the EBS. So you can see here, and just copy this command to get the information about the snapshot. So it will only see the snapshot which I created as a user, not the Amazon provided snapshot. That's why I mentioned owner ID itself. Let's copy this one. Let's copy this one. Let's specify the profile is SRV EC2. Perfect. You can see here in this account we have a two snapshot. The first one is the description, so you can mention anything. It seems like it's an encrypted snapshot. Encrypted, yes. This is the value which will show you is it encrypted or not. This is the key which is used to encrypt. This is the owner ID, your account ID. It's progress 100%. That means we already. So suppose you can create a snapshot from an instance, and you can see the progress. If it's 100% or how many percent it's completed. This is the snapshot ID, and this is the volume ID. That means this snapshot is created from this volume. So this is how you can get the information about where is snapshot is created. There is one more snapshot is also there. The encrypted is false, owner ID percentage, when is created, state completed or not, and the size of this snapshot. So again, you can create a volume from these snapshot, or you can create the AMIs also. So suppose AMI, you can directly launch the instance from those AMI, and you can also create a volume, and you can attach this snapshot to any of the instances running there. And one instance can have a multiple EBS or multiple volumes. So this is how you can get the informations. You can perform retrieving operations. That's a last phase is data exfiltration. So once you have information about this is the sensitive snapshot, you can create the volume from this snapshot, and you can attach to your instance, and you can exfiltrate the data from there. So this is how, let's see in our coming sections we will discuss about how we can perform all these operations there on the EBS sites. So this is all about this video. Thank you so much for watching.